Hello everyone and welcome to Crafting with Amy. I'm Amy and today's video is a collaboration with Lori from the Crafty Connection. Here are a few pictures of some of the items, her more recent items that she's made. So I'll leave a link to her description or link to her channel in my description box. And you all be sure to go check her out and then check out her video. This is a craft my stash. We sent each other 5 items. She sent me more. And we had to use those 5 items. And the theme is ladybugs and bumblebees. So this first DIY, I'm making a wreath with this buffalo check ribbon. And that was an item that she sent me. It's a hanger, plant hanger with a ladybug. And then I have a wood round that came from Amazon, because we can use things that we have as well. So I had the wreath frame and the round, and then I'm cutting some items out. I don't know why I pulled that white out. I don't use white, but on my Cricut. But I don't show me making it and doing all that because it was going to make the video too long. So I just put a 1 coat of that apple barrel white paint, matte white paint on that round. And I'm going to start by gluing this buffalo check ribbon to the frame to get it started. And it doesn't matter where you start it. And I use that spatula thing, makeup spatula from Dollar Tree to get it stuck down, or so I don't burn myself. And now, once it dried and set up, I'm just gonna wrap it around, pulling it pretty taut and overlapping. This is a 14-inch frame from Dollar Tree. So you just wrap like this. That's why I'm keeping it on the spool. I don't know how much it's going to take. Kind of gets tangled up and stuff, but I didn't want to cut some off and then have to glue and start over. And this ribbon came from Hobby Lobby. I've had it forever. I get their ribbon when it's on sale. So you just do that all the way around. And of course I had more left, but if you don't, you can always glue and restart. So now I'm going to glue this down in the back. My second DIY is longer, so I had to try to condense as much as I could. For upload issues. I didn't even know I could. This is layering. I had no clue. I was like, wow, it's showing more than one mat. And I was tickled. I have more than one mat, but I'm like, oh, what do I do? I've never done this. So there were like gaps in the letters and stuff for where that hello ladybug goes. And I just glued that round. I put all of the images on with it inside so I'd have the spacing right, and then I just glued that ladybug to the side. I had to take and I don't know what happened to me making the bow, I had to take the little hanger part off, and then I just made a hanger. I ended up having to move that because of the weight. I moved it over to the right some because of the weight of that ladybug for it to hang straight. And I just made a little awareness bow out of that red and black buffalo check. And that is DIY number 1. So far on this one I've used 1. She also sent me those little bitty ladybugs and some bumblebees, and I just put those throughout. I think it's cute. I like ladybugs. And these are my Instagram and TikTok accounts. And so for DIY number 2, I made this one so much harder on myself than I had to. I thought about taking this bucket. It was one of the things that I had to use, and making a beehive with nautical rope. But when I made the cross that I made my last video, that nautical rope, I ended up having to use a mask. It got in my lungs, the fibers from it. I just can't handle that stuff or burlap very well. So 2 of those flowers were in the box of what I had to use, and 2 of them I end up cutting the little buckets off. I don't know if I show that because I thought they would stick down in the foam, but I start out by giving this a coat of white apple barrel paint. And then I got the brainiac idea that I was going to make soul. So I have this hula skirt, and I cut it. And I take this antique wax and pour it in this cup. And then I take black paint and mix it and add some water. I just cut it. I didn't know how much I was going to need. I thought I was going to take this and put it in a food. Well, I did. It didn't work because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to make this look like real, soul, real fine. Nope. The food processor, my husband said it was too light. So I even used a grinder, tried it with that, and it didn't work. So I just cut it up more fine. It ended up looking like, because I just keep mixing this until it's, I didn't want it all brown or all black. I was really hoping it would just look like soul. I wasn't going to go get real soul. And I do add water, and now I'm pouring it in this bag, this Ziploc bag, and I'm just going to mush it around. And then I take it outside, put it on some aluminum foil. It was sunny that day, and the wind wasn't blowing like crazy, so I let it dry out there. But my initial thought was the beehive, and then I'm like, because that would have been a perfect pot for that. But I cannot handle that nautical rope. They're pretty. A lot of people have done them, and they're really pretty. So I'm just mushing this up, mushing it up, and once I get it all covered, I put it on some foil, because I figured that would also help attract, the heat from the sun and help it dry better. So now I take this. Initially I was going to do white, and then I'm like, I do everything white. And I was even going to do the flowers like buffalo check. And I'm like, Just do some, summer and spring colors, Amy. Because I like white and black and gray. But this did a good job of giving me a base coat. Because I end up painting it a king's gold. And this was a flower that I'm counting them as one each. So that's one from the first, the bucket, two, these two flowers, 3, 4. And I've got this scrapbook paper that I got from Walmart a long time ago. And I think it's really pretty. I could not get I tried to get the little, the middle of the tulip off so I could do alternating, coordinating colors. It wouldn't come off, and then I got one off of the ones that have the little pots that I end up cutting off, but I don't think I show that. But it broke when I tried to take that off, so I put the wood glue back on it, or super glue wood glue, and just left it on the other side and come up with some centers for them with some little beads. But I'm just going to take the Waverly antique wax and go on both sides of all of these, because initially I was going to leave the pots on there, but I end up putting a rock plus something else for elevation, and then the foam wasn't deep enough for the pots to fit to hide the pots, because it's like, why would you put a pot down in a pot? So those got cut off, and then I paint the leaves on these in what is that? Waverly. Can't see. I'll have everything in the description box. Waverly chalk paint. What color is this? Moss. So now I have cut out just their coordinating papers, but since I couldn't get the middle off of the tulip, it's all stained. But I'm going to put the paper on the center. But it's like, how real can you make wood flowers look? And I was initially going to do buffalo check because I'm just weird. And I thought, no, I'll actually do something that looks flowery. Is that a word? I think. Maybe not. So I use the glue stick and I just press it down really firm. And now I've cut these out, and I even did the stem. And I'm not going to make you watch me do all this, because this one turned out longer than I anticipated. So I've taken these little beads and I painted those in King's Gold, the same thing that the pot. I went with King's Gold on the pot, and then I used the antique wax to distress it. I'm just finding a center point here. I was going to try to, that's not a glue stick, that won't glue it. My hot glue gun's over to the right. And I meant to talk as I was doing this so I wouldn't just ramble. and get sidetracked, because that's like what I do. But I forgot, because I'm not used to doing that. That's some real exact measuring there. Yeah, it looks about right. So I do this to both sides, since I couldn't get the little center piece off without breaking them. So they're on the other side. But the little squiggly thing I was able to get off. I'm going to do my precise measuring again. I eyeball everything. Because if I start measuring, I'm like, then I forget what the measurement was, and those look like real flowers, don't they? And here, this looks like seaweed. I do cut it down some more. And I just go so far down into the pot because you won't see it. See, it even looks almost like honeycombs on the pot. So I take some Waverly antique wax. I'm getting low on it. I've had so much of it. That stuff lasts forever. And I'm out of frame. And I don't know I'm out of frame. So you can do that. You don't have to do this. You can do it to your liking. I'm anxious to see what she makes, because she does so many different types of crafts and so creative. So that's my waving my hand because saying I did the whole thing. Now I've got this rock for weight and height. And then I've got this little paper mache box, or yeah, that I put in there for height as well. And I glue it down to the rock. I didn't glue the rock down. And that way I can repurpose it if I want to. And then I have some floral foam. She sent these little bees and honeycombs. And ladybugs. And they're so cute. So I decided I wanted to make these bumblebees look like they're suspended around the flowers. So I take this really fine wire and cut it. But apparently I'm not going to do that right now. Oh, I've got to cut the floral foam. And I got to get more of that. I use a lot of floral foam. And I also use them to like stick stuff that I've painted that I need to stand up to dry. So they have a lot of holes. We had a beautiful week last week, and now it's turning cold again. I don't glue the floral foam, but now I've got to cut the width of it because it's wedged down in there pretty good. Yeah, I go through a lot of floral foam. But most of the time our Dollar Tree does have it. If they don't, Walmart always does. So this is where I realized that the little bucket's not gonna go all the way down in there. So I have to cut that off. Now I'm going to suspend my bumblebees. I've already put one in there. But I just make sure the wire is really straight. Cut it with my wire cutters. And then glue the little bumblebee on there. And then I kind of bend the wire. After I get them, when I get them in there to just what direction I want them in. And it worked. I didn't know if the little bees would be too heavy. But I didn't want to just glue them onto the flowers which I could have done, but I just wanted to see if I could make them look like they were just hovering. My nails look terrible. I had acrylic and they just my natural nail got so damaged by all that. I'm trying to I got all that off and trying to let them grow out. And I fooled around with these for a while because I couldn't figure out. And I should have put this down first, but nope. So I went to all that trouble And I probably should have just put Spanish moss in there. The taller I tried to make them, I had a little bit more problem. The whole gravity thing. And then she sent me some little, they're adorable. They're like how do you say that? Corrugated cardboard or something. Little tags. They weren't in my box of what I had to use, though. So like I said, now I've used 1, 2, 3, 4. But these little, they've got buttons on them. So I picked the one that had, one of them that had the moss colored green button. And it says hope. And I didn't know they were stickers. But they're stickers. So I just stuck one of those on there. And then I have these little raffia bows with buttons from Hobby Lobby that I've had for a long time. And I glued one of those. And that is done. I think it's cute. I dig another one out and then I decide to just use the one that I've got. And I hope this video uploads. I'm gonna upload it tomorrow. And I think she's gonna have hers uploaded, so I'll have her channel link in my description box, as well as once she gets her video uploaded, I'll go back in and put the link to her video, and all of the supplies that I use I'll put in there. So that is it. I have it on my kitchen bar. I think it's pretty. I'm not used to doing summer crafts. I don't normally do them. And if you are new here, I want to welcome you. And if you like the content, I hope you'll consider subscribing. And if you're a returning subscriber, I really, really appreciate you all. So this third one it's another one of those wood rounds. And I used my Cricut. I don't know. I deleted the footage, I think, of me painting this round white, but that's all I do is I paint it white. And then that's another item. She sent me the bumblebees, the bumblebee ornaments. They're chalkboard on one side. And then I'm going to use that King's Gold, Apple Barrel Black, and the Waverly Antique Wax to paint the sign. So I've marked off where I want the different colors. And this, I was going the wrong direction. I should have turned it where I'd be going with the wood grain. But these signs, they came from Amazon. And they're they're harder to paint than one would think. They're smooth, but the grain of them is really weird. So I get a baby wipe. And just go over the top. Because it's going to be antique wax, and then black, and then the king's gold down at the bottom. These are super thin. I think they're supposed to be 12 by 12, and they're almost exactly 12 by 12. Making a mess. I've had this Waverly wax and I use it all the time. And then this is Apple Barrel King's Gold. I have all these paint brushes, but I keep using the same ones over and over. I have my favorites. And they're about worn out. I use painter's tape. Once this dries, to do the black in the middle. And I had a little bit of bleeding. I don't know. I pulled it up when it was still wet. That's probably why. I don't know. Or it could have just been how I did it. When I put way too much paint, I had to sop it up with a sponge brush. But I end up taking some trim anyway. I have some ribbon with polka dots that I was putting there anyway. I don't normally use painter's tape to mark stuff off. So I don't know if I did it right, or if I was supposed to wait until it dried. Didn't know. But it did bleed. Not real bad, but see the grains going down the other way. So I should have just changed my directions. You can kind of see where it's bled. But I take this, I have this ribbon. This came from Walmart. And I just want, I cut where it's just one dot. I use my rotary cutter to cut it. And now I'm just going to glue it down with hot glue. And then cut off the excess with my X-Acto knife. Turn it over and cut off the excess. And I've already put down the Be Yourself. I got that off of Cricut Design Space. And I meant for the, I didn't want everything in the center. So I put the B over some to the right. And then I just painted this like a little bee. As much as you can make a wood thing look like a bee. And I filled in the hole with, I put painter's tape on the back and I put some spackling to fill in because it's a little ornament. And once that dried, and I just painted the wings white with some black polka dots and the body yellow. And now I'm going to take some of these little bees. I just love these. I'm going to place 2. And if I can figure out how to put the SVG link for the design, I'll put it in the description box also. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. I don't really know how you do that. I don't. But I'll try. So now I'm going to take some of this ribbon, some of the remainder, and I'm going to make a little hanger for it. And I have this hanging in my kitchen. I think it's cute. So I hope you all enjoyed this. And my normal uploads are Tuesdays, but I haven't uploaded a video since I did that cross. Because I did Easter, and then I'm like, okay, now what am I going to do? And hopefully this will upload with no problems. Fingers crossed. So again, you all go over and check out Lori's channel and subscribe to her. She makes all types of things, just very creative. And I hope you all enjoyed this. And you all have a good week. Isn't that cute? I think it's cute. Oh, and I'll list the supplies in the description box too. I think I've already said that, but. So you all have a good day, and thanks for watching.